7 Mile Road in Detroit. One of the most dangerous no-go zones in the USA. Those who live or dare to come here are playing with their lives. Ruled by the 7 Mile Bloods, one of the most notorious gangs in the city.
You can't buy your way to the top. I mean, it just comes with the respect you get in the street.
Drug dealers, hustlers, killers, and thieves, prepared to do whatever it takes to defend their territory.
Killing, robbing, homicide, it's like a 24/7, 365 deal.
Pursued by bounty hunters who hound them down and put their lives on the line every day.
There's been a lot of execution styles lately in the head 2 times.
From Detroit's no-go zone, death is the main escape route.
Once you in, it ain't no coming out.
Detroit, Motown, once the engine that powered the American dream. But while the wealthier people escaped to the suburbs, the bitter reality inside the Motor City became all too apparent. The former heartland of the U.S. automobile industry is teetering on the edge of an abyss. Poverty, crime, decay. For years, Detroit has been considered one of the most dangerous cities in the USA, and especially infamous is 7 Mile Road. This is an area so tough that even the police only dare tread during the day. The violent crime rate is 5 times higher than in the rest of the country. In 2018, over 13,000 crimes were reported. Many more occurred. 7 Mile in particular is the front line for the bloody territorial battles that brutally define this no-go zone. Detroit is located directly on the Canadian border in the U.S. state of Michigan. The infamous 7 Mile Road stretches from one end of the city to the other. On the west side, the law of the 7 Mile Bloods is in full force. It's one of the city's deadliest gangs. Almost no one knows the true identity of the main members. Especially not this man, gang leader Money.
I'm a 7 Mile Blood. I joined the gang. It's more like, a family thing. I come from a long line of Bloods. I mean, our territory, we have all the 7 Mile on the west side.
Today, Boss Money has gathered together his closest capos and confidants. One of them is Mo, Boss's right-hand man, and the guy who does the rough work. And under the Jason mask, Meech, the gang's street dealer. For over 10 years, they've been controlling the drug trade with an iron fist. Anyone who gets in their way usually gets shot.
Oh, this crack cocaine. Altogether, it's about a little under half a key. People would die for this. You wouldn't walk around with this on the street. Nah, hell no.
Main source of income? Crack. Another word for cocaine mixed with baking powder and water and then boiled up. Every month, Money sells a kilogram. Street value, $40,000.
I would give this to a couple of my guys in the street. The drug game here is extremely dangerous. You gotta worry about the jackers, stick-up kids, the police. I mean, just the people who just don't want to see you shine. It comes from all angles. Your best friend will kill you in this game.
His man for the dirty work, right-hand man Mo.
Man, shoot this over the king for me. I don't go out. I handle my business and I'm back out the way for the most part. But like I say, keep you strapped. I mean, that's the best way to protect yourself.
A bloody territorial war keeps the gang in turmoil. To keep their rivals in check, Boss Money needs a steady flow of new weapons. Meanwhile, right-hand man Mo heads over to the gang's dealer, a ration of crack in his pocket. Even though crack saw its destructive heyday in the 80s, there are still plenty of users here, and it remains the most lucrative street drug in Detroit. Poverty and a lack of prospects drive 1 in 6 people into drug addiction. Besides crack, heroin, and cocaine, the market is flooded with opioids, and only the strongest of painkillers can kill the pain that the 7 Mile Road deals. Drugs and turf wars are part of daily life on 7 Mile. Bloods member Mo has to be very cautious about which route he takes when running an errand. One wrong turn, and it could mean his life.
Now you see right here, this the cutoff line for the territory. You got that side, this side. You know what I mean? And this is where it is. When somebody from the rival side comes, then yeah, it's automatic problems. They either can get, you know, a fight can break out, shooting to break out, stabbing, anything. But it's most definite problems coming across the territorial line.
Which is why the gang wants to stock up on weapons. Defending their turf has top priority. Outsiders often don't know for sure which area they're going through. It's gotten too risky for the gangs to make markings like graffiti.
As far as the graffiti, the gangs and everything, we don't really do graffiti around here no more. The graffiti part about it is old. You can tell, like I said, obviously what color they got on, if they have a certain color. You catch them giving handshakes, you know, with their homeboys, identify what crew they're in. And a lot of the dumb ones, they get online and they name their gang and then they put their name after their gang online and that be their handle for their social media and shit like that. So it's easier for the police to recognize you.
Authorities estimate that about 100 different gangs control the streets of Detroit. Countless videos of shootouts and people posing with weapons are posted on the internet. There, the gangs brag about what they've done, and that's exactly what brought down 4 members of the 7 Mile Bloods. After they posted their hit lists on social media, the police were able to track them down and lock them up. For gang member Mo, it's a warning to behave as inconspicuously as possible. His motto, if they don't know your face, they don't look for your face.
In the neighborhood, there's not too many police because they fear for their safety too. People shoot at the police and whatnot. Now you got like the new generation, they're all drugged out to the fullest, so they're like zombies, so the killing is just reckless. It's a bad deal around here. It's bad. It's bad. So yeah, killing, robbing, homicide, it's like a 24/7, 365 deal.
For the police, every assignment is a risk, which is why bounty hunters are often used to go after criminals. A special unit of bounty hunters prepares for their next assignment on the outskirts of downtown. The team is made up of 4 men, former elite special forces, police officers, and mercenaries.
This guy's, 26.
Tommy Depung leads the unit. So far, he's arrested over 2,500 criminals.
Gotta be an apartment, so. You know what we're driving, what we're there for. You got your baton, you got your spray?
I do.
Both vests?
Yeah.
All right, let's gear up.
Guns?
Yeah, better go armed.
Many ordinary citizens won't leave their homes anymore without a weapon. Over 114,000 people have concealed carry permits in the Detroit metropolitan region. But the actual numbers are much higher.
There's been a lot of drug-related, gang-related shootings, and so Detroit PD has been doing their best to be proactive with their gang units, but you can't get ahead of it fast enough.
For 20 years now, Tommy and his partner Popeye have been hunting down criminals. At the top of their list, gang members. Today, they're after a big fish.
So it's one of those cases where you get a tip every once in a while. It's a guy out on bond for a pretty serious offense. It was a large amount of cocaine and weapons charge. It's pretty much total gang culture. There's some locals, but Crips and Bloods, don't forget, still kind of rule the lay of the land everywhere.
How much your bond on that one?
$50,000.
Wow.
$50,000 prize money. The first clues lead the hunters straight into the no-go zone. And who knows which criminals the bounty hunters might encounter.
7 Mile. That's kind of like the hot targeted red zone right now. And there's been a lot of execution styles lately in the head 2 times. So it's, they're not playing. It's when somebody says that they're gonna come and kill somebody, we used to laugh about it 10, 12 years ago. Now they are coming to kill somebody.
You take it serious.
And unfortunately, a lot of the...
Back to the right.
Yes, to the right. People with the guns, the shooters, are juveniles.
The bounty hunters drive to the criminal's last known address. Standard procedure. They're counting on tips about his current hangout. If arrested, fugitive could face 8 to 10 years in prison. The hunters are also on the lookout for smaller fish in this pond. In his 50 years as a bounty hunter, Popeye, the veteran of the troop, has been attacked several times.
I think the worst one I had was out in Arizona. We was out there when I got shot in the back. I was down for about 2 years. Then, of course, I've been stabbed and almost lost all my fingers. They had to reattach everything. Then I got hit with a bar stool in the bar trying to arrest a guy. I mean, it's pretty dangerous, but I like it. I really do.
As they thought, no new tips. But the hunters have to exhaust all their options.
Let's keep moving.
They hope to get more information from the sister of the wanted drug and weapons dealer, so they set off in her direction, despite the risk. Because about 32% of all those living along 7 Mile live below the poverty line. For many of them, the way to get easy money is by engaging in any manner of illegal activities. Like for right-hand man Mo, he delivers the weekly ration of drugs to the dealer of the gang.
What's up, my G? What's up, man?
Drug dealer Meech supplies countless customers in the no-go zone with new merchandise. His specialty? Crack, smokable cocaine, cheap to produce, and a quick high.
You know what I'm saying? I always deliver top quality. Gonna make a couple dimes, we're gonna make a couple 20s.
Crack in convenient $10 rocks. The stuff is so cheap that practically everyone can afford it. Meech has no reservations about selling it, because if he didn't, he'd be living on the streets himself.
You can always choose. You want to be broke, you want to be starving, or you want to get you some affiliations. I've never seen nobody do anything without any help, and that's what these people who are around me, they have allowed me to always eat. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can choose. It's a choice, you know what I'm saying? For me, it was an easy choice, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like nobody made me do anything. It was like I wanted to get some money.
The two have known each other since they were kids. They grew up together. While Mo makes his way to the next deal, drug dealer Meech gets his business going.
Basically, my blow phone, my weed phone, and just me phone. My phone ain't been off in 5 years. It ain't never not been answered.
His territory? Everything along 7 Mile.
Hello? I'm about to pull up right now. Meet me up here.
The dealer sells mainly to regular customers. His route takes him through the territory of a rival gang. If he steps over the line, he'll face some hard consequences.
This neighborhood notorious for setting the house on fire. That's like, don't hustle around here. That was the first time. Second time, they coming to shoot you and kill you. Keep your dope. The jobs that was here, they ain't here. Everything's fucked up now. The culture is fucked up. The dope game used to be our, but it didn't change.
Those three familiar bedfellows: unemployment, crime, and decay. In many places, Detroit resembles a ghost town. Once home to the U.S. automobile industry, major companies like Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors. Since the economic and financial crisis, a lot of these factories have been empty. The result? Huge layoffs. Entire sectors of the economy moved out, and tax revenues have fallen to all-time lows. All that's left of the American dream is a living nightmare. Extreme poverty prevails on 7 Mile. Countless families can't make it without food donations. Steady jobs are rare. Although some big companies have returned, the good old days are over. Dealer Meach has found his way to earn money here: sell drugs. His first customer is already waiting.
I keep the big three. That's heroin, that's coke, that's crack. And I just provide that service. We don't think this lifestyle we live in is illegal. We don't, this is natural to me.
The transfer point, a gas station on the west end of 7 Mile.
At the gas station. Getty, what up, though?
The gas stations are among the most dangerous spots along 7 Mile. Armed robberies, blackmail, and random shootings between gangs. Innocent people often get caught between the fronts. Anyone could be a victim, especially at night. For the people who live along 7 Mile, it's all just part of their unforgiving daily life. Also for Michael, an ex-gang member. He's lived in the no-go zone since he was born. Gang wars flare up every week. Countless people have already lost family members or friends in these struggles. For the station attendants, all customers are suspicious at first. In the no-go zone, they prefer to be protected by bulletproof glass. Michael could also be a criminal or a gang member.
It's very necessary, anything can happen. Someone can come in here, try to reach over there, or someone come in here armed, try to rob the store, which they ain't worried about that. But, it's just basically safety purposes.
A lot of hot spots along 7 Mile have their own special names. Like Michael's, he lives in the so-called red zone. The area is located in the northeast corner with a zip code 48205, right between 7 and 8 Mile. The red zone is so dangerous that some of the people who live there call it the war zone, because the 7-Mile Bloods have also got their deadly finger in the pie.
The main problem in this area is gangs. Everybody want to be a gangbanger, so that creates a lot of violence, Everybody wants to be a blood.
With no hope for the future in Detroit, young people are driven onto the streets and directly into the hands of the waiting gangs. Michael was also unable to escape their allure. The temptation for quick cash got the better of him. It was the birth of his youngest son that woke him up.
I didn't know I could make boys. From the time I was 16 till the time I was 18, I was, running the streets, selling drugs, And by the time I was 18, that changed. I got locked up one time, wanting to stay free, stay alive, because anything you go out here thinking you're gonna hustle and a person kill you over fucking 20 bucks, just because they don't care about nothing.
Michael spent more than 1 year in prison. Since then, he earns a lot less money working shifts than he did as a drug dealer. He wants to show his children that there's another way besides gangs and violence.
The kids, it's very important. You want the kids to grow up to do the right thing. Get your education, because that's the most important thing in this world is education. Without that, you don't have any knowledge and you don't know nothing, then you're pretty much screwed.
A good education is expensive. $11,000 for 1 year at a private school. And government alternatives? Not many of those around anymore. For a long time now, Detroit has been one of the largest deprived metropolitan areas in the United States. In the last 15 years, about 2/3 of all public schools have been closed. The reason? The collapse of the economy has had a major impact on the size of the population. Once the richest city in the country, it is now among the poorest. As a result, around 60% of all residents are believed to be illiterate. Just a few street corners away, in a temporary shelter belonging to the Sevenmile Bloods, the gang's plans for the future are taking shape. Gang leader Money has just done some business with a gun dealer. The gang will finally get some new weapons. After the cash is exchanged, the gun transfer takes place anonymously in one of the city's many stash houses.
Every stash spot gotta have something different. You don't keep everything in the same spot. I keep a stash spot for the money, keep a stash spot for the different drugs. You never keep the drugs and the money in the same spot. And I don't ever keep all my drugs in the same spot.
For such a special assignment, Boss Money only lets one man in the gang do the work, his right-hand man, Mo. Almost 1/3 of all houses in the city are empty, because only about 670,000 people still live in Detroit. In its heyday, there were over 2 million. For gangs and criminals, the abandoned houses are the perfect stash for drugs and guns, or to hide a body. And while the wealthier residents of Detroit have fled to the suburbs outside the city, this so-called white flight means that of those remaining in the decaying inner city, almost 80% are African Americans, including Mo, the right-hand man of the 7-Mile Blood leader, who grew up here. He earned his status over the course of many ruthless years.
Yeah, it's different ranks in the gang. You got the low level, it's like pawns on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? They just expendable guys, they just around, like your army front men. Then you got your regular generals, your level 2 generals, then your highest, you got your gang chief. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much call all the shots. I'm well connected, I'm respected with everybody, so I can move freely how I want to. You know what I mean? So I don't really have no certain tie. I'm my own entity, you know what I mean? I got my own situation going on, so people respect me and they know me,
Mo is getting ready for his next mission, picking up the gun delivery. And he never leaves his house without one of his own.
Yeah, it's definitely best to protect yourself when you come do this. It's just common sense, Like they say, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. So shootouts with police officers, shootouts with other gang members, shootouts with other crews. Yeah, it's a lot,
Only with the requisite firepower can they continue to dominate their territory and the other gangs, because the touch paper might light at any moment. Meanwhile, the bounty hunters have almost reached their destination. Their search leads them to the border area of the 7-Mile Bloods, where the sister of the wanted drug and weapons dealer allegedly lives. But here, lower-ranking gang members might cross their path. Once at the house, they look for clues to lead them to their target. Getting out of the car is not an option at the moment. The danger is too great that the bounty hunters will be noticed by neighbors. Here, the team can never know who's a friend and who's an enemy.
For the most part, nobody wants to get involved because of the backlash and social media and the wildfire, that how they can, go like that. If they were found out to have assisted, it could be very serious consequences for them. So they're more apt probably not to say anything.
The house appears to be empty. It's getting too risky for the bounty hunters here. They abort the mission and disappear from the scene. During a short break, the neighbor from before reappears. He's one of the good guys and wants to help the team.
Doors down, man. There was 2 doors down to your right with the way you were standing in there. Is it Rhonda?
No, but it's just Rhonda and her brother live there now.
Well, that covers that up good. That keeps us from sitting out there bugging, worrying the neighborhood, sitting there wasting time, burning daylight.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, that.
A setback. The wanted man is not at his sister's house.
There you go, brother.
Bad
Right on. That's my cell. Shoot me if you would. Text me your cell. Just if we get anything hot back this way, we'd get some ears and eyes on it before. Of course, if you see him, shoot me a text. I'll take a picture and shoot that to you. Poke down in there at all or no?
The bounty hunters have informants all over the city. For a hot tip with a successful outcome, they'll pay up to $1,000. Right now, they're waiting for some feedback from their most important contact. Only a few street corners away, drug dealer Meach is making his deal at a gas station on 7 Mile.
Hop in.
Two rocks for $20. One after the other, dealer Meach makes the deliveries to his regular customers. So far, he's collected about $250. He considers the danger that one of the junkies will blow his cover to be low.
I don't really do the shady spots and stuff like that. We're gonna pull up real quick. I know the general area that I'm pulling up. I pretty much, everything's familiar. So you see some faces you don't see, some faces you see, and they don't look right gone ahead. Certain people stick out in this neighborhood. I can smell that type of shit. I'll be there in a minute.
He's careful. He only gives his number to loyal friends and helpers of the gang.
What up, there, bro?
Even with just small quantities, Meach can take in up to $1,500 a day. Around here, only dealers make that much money. Or prostitutes. A few blocks away, directly next to 7 Mile is Grand River Avenue. A favorite spot where love is for sale. Without an education or a high school diploma, many women see only one option to make money: walk the streets. Among them, is Star, 24 years old. Star has been walking the streets almost every day for the past 5 years. These days, she only has one goal: make as much money as possible.
You know, living out here, you just gotta know how to survive. You know, some people base their life on love, some people base their life on survival. And, you know, it's hard, but you just do it.
At night, it's even more dangerous on the streets, especially at the spots along the no-go zone.
If it's a rough night, I go out about 10, you know what I'm saying, and try to hustle up on some, you know. But other than that, try to keep my regulars, you know. So that's how I get guaranteed. Shit, I got kids out here. I gotta make sure I could send money home, you know? I'm trying to see 2,000, 3,000 a day, 1,000 a day at least, that on a low day. Because if it's not that, then what else is it?
Star hustles without a pimp. As a single mother, she's out on her own. The streets have their own laws, and everyone knows the unofficial rulers of 7 Mile.
It's the Bloods, really, who, you know, be over there. Like, they running shit, you know, like, they the top dog when I say on top, you know what I'm saying? They out here, they getting off, you know?
Anyone who messes with a gang is not likely to survive the encounter. Even Star had to learn this the hard way. The tattoo on her upper arm, "Do It for Thrill," is a tribute to her murdered brother.
He was a Blood, you know. He killed him and left his body by a dumpster in a car. They tried to make it seem like he killed himself. They know he ain't killed him. He had grazed his head, and he had got shot in the chest. Left him in the car and pulled up to like an abandoned dumpster. He got set up by his homeboy. That shit real out here, for real. That shit. People get killed every day, shit, all over. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just us, but shit, it's rough out here, for real. It's like fucking war zones in some places, and innocent people getting killed for no reason, shit. People like me getting killed for no reason. They just found the girl body naked as fuck in Miller Street, shit, so.
In her job, she never knows what night might be her last. She can't count on protection from anyone on the streets.
Shit, if a nigga wanna rob you, take your money, cause niggas is po out here. Shit, what the fuck can you do? Yeah, it's been some shit. Niggas done robbed me, snatched me up, dropped me off, set me up, all that shit.
The quick money lets her forget about the potential consequences. Assault, robbery, and more recently, murder. The police believe a serial murderer is on the loose. His prey of choice, prostitutes. But Star keeps going back to the street. Meanwhile, the bounty hunters are back out. They're still waiting for a tip from their informants. For gang member Mo, it's time to get going. His mission? To pick up the gang's long-awaited weapons shipment. Everyone's waiting for darkness to fall in one of the most dangerous cities in the USA. As night descends, the entire length of 7 Mile is transformed into a deadly no-go zone. The risk of being murdered in Detroit is 11 times higher than New York City. An endless gang war holds the city in its clutches. Once police show up, a showdown is usually already over. The residents have but one chance to survive the night. Don't leave the house after dark. Michael also stays within his own 4 walls.
see it on the news every day. Yeah, I don't think there's a day that go by that I turn on the news and it doesn't say anything about someone innocent getting hurt or just, you know, someone getting shot, period. You know, we just had a holiday. In that one day, we had over 20 shootings.
Shootings and crime, nothing new to him. Michael's house is positioned directly in the death zone.
I definitely want to move out of Detroit, out of the red zone. It's just gonna take me working my ass off to do it.
His dream, a new home for his children. So the same fate does not befall them, like many others here, joining a gang or selling their body. On the other side of 7 Mile, the streetwalker's business is picking up. Anyone who walks the streets here at night is playing with their life. But Star sees no other way out. The brutal conditions of life in Detroit have stolen her dreams.
I was 17. My mom, like I said, she wasn't around. Shit, I was with my grandparents, and then we needed money, and I was out here. You know, I fell in love with this dude, and he introduced me to the fast life. I'm still thankful for him because I touched bands with him. I touched money, real money with him. But shit, he got me out here in this with this hustle. Once you in, it ain't no coming out. It ain't no getting out of this. I mean, some people do. Some people get married, live that good life. But people like me don't get it that sweet. You gotta work.
Prostitution is illegal in the state of Michigan. If Star is caught, she could face a $500 fine and 93 days in jail.
I'm not trying to get locked up, and they be out here rolling, all up and down here, you know what I'm saying? All up and down 7 Mile, all up and down Grand River, shit, and I'm not trying to get popped or knocked off, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I got warrants out here. I'm not trying to get arrested. I don't need shit on my record. But shit, females out here that set you up.
On the street, there's one thing besides the police that can also be a danger for Star. Other prostitutes. The women fight fiercely for their territory, with knives or even guns. It's tense with the other prostitute. Star decides to back off and keep safe. A warning shot. Just one of many. In the last 5 years, there have been more than 1,500 shootings. Over 700 people lost their lives. Gang member Mo always has his gun at hand. A drug dealer has left the gang's latest delivery in one of the empty stash houses.
Before I go in somewhere, somebody's house, like I said, I definitely got my artillery. I got my gun, it's already loaded, one in the chamber ready to go. It's like it's an abandoned house. You know, it's used for stash. So like I said, it's under a 50% safety chance going in them.
Mo can never be certain if anyone is still hiding in the house, or if the gun dealer is planning to ambush him. He simply has to risk it. Not so far away from gang member Mo, the bounty hunters are still looking for the wanted drug and weapons dealer. Then,
in a quarter mile, turn right.
Bad boys this time of day. Yes, we are. Okay, thank you.
leader Tommy finally gets a tip from his informant. It seems the man they're looking for is hiding out in an abandoned house.
We got the tip, right? Yeah, it's right here. So we'll just go down the street, check it out. Let's check the front first. Check for any doors or any loose wood on the windows. See if we can get a peek inside, and then if there's nothing in the front, let's get around the back, because that's most likely where they're going to gain entrance into the building. All right, watch your arse.
The leads are all starting to come together. There's a light on inside the empty house.
Somebody's definitely been in and out of there.
If Tommy and his team find the criminals here, they stand to earn a bounty of $50,000. In the meantime, the prostitute Star has found a new street corner and hopes there won't be any shootings here tonight.
That shit is territorial. You know, women don't play about their spot out here. So shit, if they used to being out here, and most of these hoes out here, they got pimps and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if they feel like it's a problem, they gonna step or they gonna send their pimp. And I'm a female by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I be having to move around fast. You know.
And she needs the money. She still hasn't been able to scrape together enough to cover her expenses this month. Star charges $200 an hour. $600 for half the night. After over 1 hour, an interested trick shows up. Finally, a chance to earn some money. They seem to have come to an agreement. But in a city like Detroit, Star can never be too sure about who she's getting in the car with. A few corners away, the bounty hunters are closer to their target than they've ever been. They're following a hot tip about the wanted dealer, and it's taking them straight into the no-go zone.
It's secured.
All right.
It's empty.
I just don't seem like maybe he'd be the type.
Was the informant wrong? The house seems sealed off, except for a door to the basement.
Law enforcement, anybody in there?
Bad boys bail. Show your hands.
But the operation proves fruitless. Nothing. No trace of the wanted dealer. The men had been hoping for more.
The basement and everything was clear.
God, we thought we had the building that was secured, but we get in there, we find a rat hole, we go in there, and thought for sure somebody'd be in there, but no one's in there. So again, the chase continues.
There's nothing left for them to do but wait for a new tip, which could come tonight or tomorrow. Then they can continue their hunt. At the same time, gang member Mo also finds himself in an abandoned house. His mission? Pick up the gun delivery for the gang.
Few guns inside the bag. Their serial number scratched off the weapons. Weapons are never registered. Then we gotta handle some situations with our enemies with the rest of them, the rival crews, because we had a situation.
Mission accomplished. The new weapons will make sure the gang can continue to dominate their territory. At the current hideout of the 7 Mile Bloods, Boss Money and the rest of the gang wait for the fresh delivery. Because guns mean power. The latest in their arsenal, the Beretta M9. and handguns like the 9mm revolver. Above all, light and easy to hide. A pistol like that costs about $100 in the black market.
I mean, money you can't buy your way to the top. I mean, it just comes with the respect you get in the street. I done had to do some things out here because you gotta protect your name.
In the no-go zone along 7 Mile in Detroit, it's the survival of the fittest, each and every day and night. Prostitute Star is back on the street. She's waiting for more tricks, in the hopes that at least her children will have a better life.
The goal is to move, to get away from all of this shit. I just gotta stack enough money to be able to take my babies away. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there.
Gang leader Money can imagine only one direction for himself and the gang. Keep getting bigger and more powerful. His solution is simple.
The ones with the money has the power. Like, because the money you can do what you want. So it's just get the most money.
Other gangsters try to get out of this mess, including Mo. But he knows there's no escape from the downward spiral.
It's inevitable. Something negative is gonna happen. I keep doing this. You know, I got a family, kids, I wanna see them. But for right now, like, you know, we don't really think that far about the future. It's like a day-to-day thing.
Because anyone who lives here learns and learns quickly. No one can escape their fate. They can only play the game. The bounty hunters are back on the prowl. Most important thing about their work, never lose your courage.
It's not always easy, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do to keep the business going and bring back the fugitives, the people on the run, and then try to be the keepers of the light, right?
Because new recruits are already lurking on the streets. Crime, violence, drugs, and murder. In the no-go zone, the chances of getting out are basically zero.